Good afternoon. Today we are going to have a maths lesson. Today we are going to have a lesson on decimals. We are going to talk about multiplication of decimals. Okay, so we want to know what is a decimal. A decimal, it has a comma. A decimal has a comma. Okay, a decimal has a comma. When you look at the number has a comma. For example, when you say 3,25, this is a decimal because the number has a comma. It is different from 325. This is a whole number, while it's the whole number there is a 3. Okay. And also, when you talk about multiplication of decimals, there are certain things that we must take note of. For example, when you are multiplying, we say the comma is important. When you are multiplying a decimal, when you're multiplying decimals, whether with another decimal, when you're multiplying a decimal with a whole number, the comma is very important. Why? Because as you are multiplying, you multiply as if there is no comma, but when you are now looking at the answer, you have to know that the comma is important. For example, when you say 3,25 times 11, okay, the comma is important. Why? Because at the end of the day, your answer will have a comma. And you are saying how many numbers after the comma? 1, 2. So your answer will have 2 numbers after the comma. Okay, so every time when you are multiplying a decimal, you must take note that the decimal, the comma is very, very important. Okay, we are still mentioning the important parts about the decimals when you're multiplying a decimal, whether you're multiplying with another decimal or you're multiplying it with a whole number. And when you're multiplying, you count the numbers after the comma. When you are multiplying, we count the numbers after the comma. We count the numbers after the comma. I have given you, this is an example of what I am talking about. This is the example. When you say you are multiplying 0,40 times 0,50. So when you are multiplying, you count the numbers after the comma. As we look at this number, we say 5, here we're multiplying 0,4, times 0,5. So when you're multiplying, you say 5 times 4, okay, which is 20, 0, carry 2. There is the carriage 2 there. And then you say 5 times a 0, it's a 0, 0 plus 2, it's a 2. This is our 2 that is down here. We said we count the numbers after the comma. How many numbers are after the comma? This is one number, and also we have another number there that is a comma. So we have 1, 2. That's why I've written my 1 there and my 2 there, which means there are 2 numbers after the comma. When you come down here, you count 1, 2 numbers, then your comma and your 0 there. Okay, so if there are 2 numbers after the comma, you put your comma, then your 0 becomes a placeholder there, because we know that this is not a 20, this is a 0,2. Okay, 0,2. So you place the 0 as a placeholder, especially when you know that there is no other number before the comma. The 0 becomes the placeholder. It is holding nothing. There is nothing before the comma, so the 0 becomes a placeholder. So we see that there are 2 numbers after the comma. We count from the units. This is very important. Where do you start counting from? You have written your answer there, okay? Your answer there is 20. So you start from the unit there. You say 1, 2, then you put your comma, the 0 becomes the placeholder there. I hope you managed to understand. I'm going to start it once more. We said when you are multiplying decimals, you count the numbers after the comma, okay? So we are multiplying 0,4 there. We say 0,4 times 0,5. We are multiplying, we say 5 times 4, it's a 20. 0, we carry 2. Then we say 5 times a 0 is a 0 plus 2 plus 2, that is a 2. So we count the numbers after the comma. We see that we start from the units. 0 is the unit, we go 1, 2. That's why I have my small 1 there and my small 2. Meaning that this is the first number that you count 1. This is the second number that you count. That it becomes the second 2. Then comma. Since there is nothing before the comma, you place the 0 as a placeholder. Let's do some more examples so that you are able to understand what I am talking about. Okay. So now we have our number. We are going to multiply there 0,4 times 0,2. 0,4 times 0,2. Okay, we are multiplying. We say that when we multiply, this is a 0,2. This is the same as a 2. So we just treat it as a 2 when we are multiplying. We say 2 times 4. The answer is 8. Then you write your 8 down, okay? So now you say 2 times 0. This 2 multiply the 4. This 2 again will multiply the 0. It doesn't matter even if it's a 0. You still multiply there, okay? So you say 2 times 0. That is a 0. You put the 0 there. How many numbers after the comma? 1, 2. So we say we count from the units. We count 1, 2. We put our comma, then a 0 there. Our answer becomes 0,08. That is our answer after we have multiplied. So remember that when you are multiplying with decimals, you firstly, this 2, we just say it is a 2 only because this is just a 0. When you have a 0 in front of a number, this number becomes, it still remains as the number there. If a 0 was behind, it would be a 20. But because the 0 is in front, we treat this as a 2. It's a 2 there. So as you're multiplying, you say 2 times 4, 8. 2 times a 0, 0. Please remember to multiply the 0 as well. 0 is the number in mathematics. 0 makes a difference. If the 0 goes behind a number, it adds something. 0 makes sense. 0 is a number in mathematics. We treat it as a special number. We multiply it as well, and we place the answer below there. Okay. All right, let's look for yet another sum to multiply. We are going to multiply 49,9 times 1,2. Okay, so let's multiply there. 49,9 times 1,2. When you look at this number, as we are multiplying, we treat the numbers as if there is no comma. We treat them, not that we change them, we just treat them so that we are able to multiply. This is multiplication by 2 digits. So what do? We firstly put down a 0 as a placeholder there. The 0 is a placeholder. Then we multiply by 1. So we say 1 times 9, it's a 9. We put our 9 down there. Put our 9 there. Then we say 1 times 9 again, 9. 1 times 4, 4. Okay? Then we come to 2. We multiply by 2. 2 times 9, it's an 18. 8. We carry 1. Then we say 2 times 9 again, that's 18. 18 plus 1, it's a 19. 9, carry 1. 2 times 4, it's an 8 plus 1, 9. Then we add. We say it as we are adding, we treat it as if there is no comma. So we are adding there. We say 0 plus 8, it's an 8 there. 9 plus 9, 18. 8 carry 1. 9 plus 9, 18 plus 1, 19. 9 carry 1. 4 plus 1, 5. We add. We count how many numbers after the comma, okay? How many numbers are after the comma there? So there is 1, 2. Remember? So we are counting. We said we count from the units. So we are counting how many numbers are there after the comma. We count, we have 2. So we count 1, 2, then we put our comma. Our answer becomes 59,88. This is how we multiply with decimals. When you are multiplying, you multiply and treat the number as if there is no comma. So as you are multiplying, you treat the number as if there is no comma. Okay, when you're multiplying, treat the number as if there is no comma, but remember, afterwards, you count the numbers after the comma, and your comma must be visible there. We said at the beginning there that the comma is very important. It has a comma, the comma is important. So if you forget the comma, which means that your answer is totally wrong. In mathematics, we deal with being accurate. We talk about accuracy. If you're supposed to put a comma and you don't, your answer becomes wrong, because without the comma, that answer is 5,988, and that is wrong. But with the comma, it's 59,88. The comma makes a big difference in that number, because this becomes 59. If you were to be asked to choose which amount of money you want, the 59,88 or the 5,988, you choose the 5,988 because it's huge than 59,88, because this one is $59, while that one is 5,988. That's why we say the comma is very, very important and must be treated as such, especially when you are dealing with multiplication of decimals. Let's do yet another example of multiplication. 23,5 multiplied by 3,1. 23,5 multiplied by 3,1. Okay, let us multiply. This is treated as multiplication of two digits, because there are two digits there. Where we say 23,5, there are two digits there. As you are multiplying, you treat this number as if it's 235 times 31. Why? Because we want to be able to multiply better, want to be able to multiply well. Okay, so as you are multiplying, what do? We put down the zero as a placeholder. We place the zero as a placeholder there. And then we start multiplying. We multiply by 3. Say 3 times 5, 15. 5 carry 1. 3 times 3, 9. Plus 1, 10. 0 carry 1. 3 times 2, 6. Plus 1, 7. Put your 7 down. Then multiply by 1. 1 times 5, 5. 1 times 3, 3. 1 times 2, 2. 8. There we go. 0 plus 5, 5. 5 plus 3, 8. 0 plus 2, 2. 7 plus 0, 7. You can see that is our answer. This answer is wrong. Why? Because there is no comma. So we go back to our question and we add. How many numbers after the comma? We have 1, 2. 2 numbers after the comma, we count 1, 2. Then we put our comma. Our answer becomes 72,85. I hope you managed to understand this one. It's 72,85. This is how we do our multiplication when you're multiplying with decimals. So when you're dealing with decimals, as you are multiplying, make sure you go back to what we said at the beginning there, when we say that the decimal is very important. We said it must have a comma. Number 1. Number 2, it is very important. Don't forget it. When you are multiplying, we count the numbers after the comma. We count the numbers after the comma, like what we did here. We said there are 1, 2 numbers after the comma, 1, 2 numbers after the comma there. So we come to our answer 1, 2. When you are counting, you start when we are counting, we say that there are 2 numbers after the comma. We count from the units. This is the unit. 0 is a unit. So you say 1, 2. Then you put your comma. You add a 0 as a placeholder. If that is, let's say your answer is like this, there's only a 20 there at the end. So you count 1, 2, comma, the 0 becomes the placeholder. I hope you managed to understand our lesson for today. Remember that when you are multiplying decimals, when you are multiplying numbers that are decimals, you must always observe the comma. The first multiplication that you do at the beginning, the first multiplication that you do at the beginning, you can treat it as if there is no comma as you are multiplying, so that you are able to multiply your work nicely. But afterwards, when you get your answer, please make sure that you count how many numbers after the comma. You are not only counting the number that was multiplying only, but you also count the number that is also at the top there. Okay, so we are going to count the, here we have 0.4. We are still going to count one number there. It is 0.4 at the top there, and you're also going to count below where you have 0.5. You're still going to count again two numbers. So there's one number after the comma, two numbers after the comma there. Do you see? So it must be after the comma. The number must follow behind the comma there. So you say, how many numbers after the comma? One at the top there. How many numbers after the comma? The number below is one again. So which means it's 1 plus 1, two numbers after the comma. If there are two numbers, you come to your answer, you count 1, two numbers after the comma, you put your comma and your placeholder there at the beginning there. This is how we do our multiplication of decimals. I hope you managed to understand the lesson for today, and I hope you are going to be able to answer the questions correctly. I am going to upload work for you on Google Classroom that is related to our work today on decimals. Please answer exercise 2, numbers 1 to 12 that I have uploaded for you on Google Classroom. I hope you managed to understand the lesson and you managed to enjoy the lesson as well for today. Thank you so much, and see you tomorrow once more. Have a great day. Bye.